That tragic incident in Florida has officials stressing the importance of knowing what to do if you're caught in a rip current. Stormtracker 16 meteorologist Jeremy Lewan breaks down the best practices to keep you safe this summer.
Some of you have said that I look like Aquaman, especially when I wear my hair out.
In this week's edition of They Could Be Twins, Jeremy Lewan and Aquaman. Are they one and the same?
So as we head into summer, I thought it would be perfect to share a few lessons in water safety if you're planning to head to the shore this season. Welcome back to Jeremy's Journeys, where today we're at the 51st Annual Conference on Broadcast Meteorology hosted by the American Meteorological Society. Here I'll be learning about more effective ways to deliver better forecasts for all of you. Meteorologists from all over North America descended upon Myrtle Beach, South Carolina to present on the latest in the broadcast field. From new messaging on hurricanes, to better ways to conduct tornado coverage, to the ways space weather, such as solar flares, can affect us here on Earth. But I also took part in a short course called Blue IQ, taught by ocean and coastal safety expert Bruckner Chase.
I've worked with NOAA, the Weather Channel, American Meteorological Society on anything coastal safety, science, and conservation. Beach safety.
Bruckner has an expansive list of practices
on how do we protect communities wherever they are on any coastline, from the Great Lakes to American Samoa.
But Bruckner wasn't always an expert swimmer.
I grew up in Memphis, Tennessee, a long way away from any ocean. I grew up kind of afraid of the ocean because at the age of 10, I'd been rescued from drowning twice.
As a result, he made it his mission to not only conquer his fears, but also help others avoid experiences like he had at a young age by teaching how to raise your Blue IQ, or your knowledge of what's going on at the beach.
If you know how to swim because you learned to swim in a pool, and now you're in an ocean like we saw today with 20-mile-an-hour winds and 3-foot surf, that swimming experience in the pool is not going to translate. And it's really easy to get into situations that are literally and figuratively above your head.
Number 1.
Ideally, you're going to swim in front of a lifeguard.
And Bruckner suggests you talk to that lifeguard or a surfer to gain insights on beach conditions, since every coastline is different.
The best resource for local information is to walk up to that lifeguard and go, what do I need to know about what's going on right here?
Third, observe and respect the ocean. Check online for coastal warnings issued by the National Weather Service and keep an eye on the forecast for brewing storms.
If you're having a hard time even seeing a buoy or a marker out in the water, or if you see white caps on the water, that means it's really pretty churned up.
Fourth, be on alert for all kinds of currents. Did you know that a riptide is not a rip current?
A riptide is not really an oceanographic phenomenon. Now you may have rip currents, which we talked about, and by definition those are moving from the beach out into the ocean, so away from shore. But you can also have tidal currents, say at an inlet where there's a large outflow or inflow of water.
It is especially important to avoid these inlets, which often have strong and dangerous currents.
The ideal thing is to always swim perpendicular to a current, so you're not fighting the current.
Some telltale signs of rip currents are discolorations in the water, or areas where waves aren't seeming to break. Then there's also
a long beach current or a cross beach current is something that runs parallel to the shore. So whereas a rip current is moving perpendicular out to sea.
And because of this lateral current, it is important to identify your beach location by shape and color. When you decide to go in, don't try to find your beach umbrella or towel among the hundreds of others from the ocean. Orient yourself using large landmarks, easily identifiable from a distance, in case you begin getting swept away. Bruckner taught us entering the ocean sideways increases our stability in the sand and our ability to break waves' energy more effectively. Once about waist deep, it's best to get out beyond the surf by diving under the waves, not over them. It's always calm underneath the waves. Finally,
but if you're in trouble, the number one thing you want to do is relax. Try to signal to someone on shore, and the time that you can stay calm and stay afloat, it gives professional rescuers or EMS support time to come to you. You can reduce the risk of those things happening if you go aware and you recognize conditions and also recognize when it might be time to spend that day on the sand.
Jeremy Lewan, Newswatch 16, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
We're going to go about a mile offshore and see if Jeremy really is Aquaman. We'll find out really quick. Under the water, above the water, is he the man? He looks like it. We're going to find out.